you're not going to get better unless you have to surrender. So once he got me there, he released himself. The VA just said, we got him in good hands. And so my caseworker, Don was my caseworker. Then Don left. They handed me off to, I forgot the lady's name, but they handed me off to her. And all of my caseworkers, all of those who, Lucas was my support system. Luke is, man, great guy. Luke is actually, he helped me get the appointment, along with, gosh, I can't remember the guy's name.
I'm going to throw out a name. Mm-hmm. Chris Mendez.
No, it's the other
Chris
guy.
just got there.
The black guy. What's his name? I can't remember.
Does he have long dreads?
No, he has short hair. Veterans program.
He must not be there anymore.
Oh, man. I can't remember.
I did photography at our staff day away, and I don't remember a black guy in the veterans program. He must not be there anymore.
Unless you're talking about John.
No.
Maybe John moved to a different department. Okay.
It was...
He's not there anymore then.
Dotson. Rico
Dotson.
Rico Dotson.
In a different department.
Yep.
Rico Dotson. That's who it is. Rico Dotson and Lucas, man, they... After I got clean and got out and got the place, those two guys were still there. Still there.
Rico.
Still there with me. I said, wow, they were very supportive.
That's one thing we pride ourselves on is that...
they didn't leave me, man. I was like...
Yeah,
no.
it's the
That's kind of
support
strange,
that
man.
we stay with you.
That's right.
Know.
We follow you, make sure any and everything you need,
Yes.
Whether you like it or not.
That's it.
I liked it because I was like, okay, it's kind of scary. Nobody stayed this long.
It's that trust factor. And
Yes,
I talked to
it was.
a lot of people that, a lot of our staff members, and they say, one of the greatest things about St. Patrick's Center is that our clients trust us. And that trust is hard to come by when you're a veteran because a lot of times you have a different mindset than civilians. Right. And to be in a veterans program and working with maybe even having a veteran as your case manager really helps build that trust. So
Yes,
and everybody at St. Patrick's Center, that's one of our biggest focus. We want our clients to trust us.
Yes.
Because then they'll really buy into our programs and services.
Yes, they do. Yeah. It was, I have nothing bad to say because they helped me. They have helped me. It was instrumental. And Lucas was like, hey, man, they helped me get the job with the resume. And from that point, and so Lucas saw my growth. He's like, so when they're going to promote you? I went from the cook at $13 an hour. Then a couple months in, like 4 months in, went to a manager. Then from that 14 to the assistant manager within another 2 or 3 months. And then from there to finally becoming the GM, was it like a month ago?
Wow, congratulations.
So man.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
So you stated your cousin referred you, but did you know anything about St. Patrick's Center prior to the referral?
No, I didn't. I didn't because I didn't need the St. Patrick's Center services, because I thought I had it. I thought I was, at that time, I was under the care of the state of Missouri. So I was being forced to go to a lot of places for rehab that were forced on you. And when it's forced on you, you kind of like,
go where you gotta go.
You're resisting, man. You're like, I'm going to go here because you tell me to come here, but I'm not talking to anybody, and so it's like.
You have your own agenda.
Your own agenda. So you're fighting. You're fighting, you're resisting. And I think a lot of it has to be, you have to be broken. And at that point, I was broken. I was like,
Same thing they do in the military.
Yeah.
You come in, they break you down to build you back up.
Right.
So
I just didn't want to live like that anymore, man. I had too much. It was too much good in me. I was like, I just can't, and part of it was, I didn't want my family riding past me, seeing me in the street. And then not only that, yeah, people that know me, man, it's like, look at them now. Look at Mr. Joe Cool.
Yeah.
So that shame, that part, like, man, then I had church people like, you don't have to be out here. You don't have to be out here. It's like, okay, what am, and so what I do today is, I don't know, do I minister to people? I minister to their need. I'm not going to talk to you about God and not help you. I have to do something physically in the earth realm to help you because it won't change. It won't change unless we directly help people. And so it's been instrumental.
You talk about ministering to people. Can you tell the listeners what does that look like for you? You're a preacher.
Yes,
so
I'm a preacher.
first and foremost, your church.
Yes.
Shekinah Temple Church of the Apostolic Faith. Shekinah, the abiding presence of God.
All right.
Shekinah Temple Church of the Apostolic Faith. We are still located in Ferguson, and we're looking to move. But we are small church with a big heart. Small church with a big heart. We minister to those in need. We come out the gutter. So this is our ministry to those in need. Those in need. My brothers and sisters that I've left in the street, those are those who I have the heart for. Now, I help everybody, but those who have the greatest need, that's where the attention goes.
Right.
Because such were some of you. That was me. That is me. That lets me know not to go back to that. I am where they want to be. So when they see me, they say, man, how did you make it? Well, first of all, you got to surrender. When you surrender and let somebody help you and give God everything, that's it. St. Patrick's gave me a lot of the tools, but God gave me the ability to get it done, And so it's earth and it's heaven. It's earth and you have to have two. And a great support system. And my support system was not always those that were rooting for me. My accountability partners were those, hey, you need to do that. They were not rah. It was
Yeah,
like,
you didn't have
man,
a bunch of yes men.
No, wasn't none of that. You slipping over here. You need to do this. So that's the best. You got somebody pulling for you, then you got somebody hitting you. Hey, man, so you don't get too comfortable.
And that's you, with the people that you're serving in your
That's
ministry.
me.
You're that voice of reason, and especially having that lived experience, I'm sure
yeah.
it's just amazing how how that works.
Yeah. So my wife knows. My wife knows me more because she has to still tell me, hey, when she sees behavior that's not supposed to be there, she lets me know off the bat.
She checks you.
Hey, man of God. Hey. So it's still there, because I'm not perfect, but I love what has become of me. I love where I'm at because I feel good. I feel good being able to help myself. And that's where you want to be, getting a good solid. And I think a lot of homeless people, that's where they want to be. They want to be able to help themselves. They don't want just your money, beg you for your money and to get something to eat. I'll tell my wife, like, I can go and buy my own food now and help somebody else.
Yep. And buy somebody else's
money.
food.
Yeah, and I got money in my pocket. I'm not begging for quarters.
Yeah, I think that's a big misconception about the homeless society. I think they really think that they would prefer to be out there asking and be kind of at someone else's mercy. So like your time out there, what did you feel was probably the most misunderstood?
Well, again, as you said, the misconception is that they want your money. They need your money. They don't have the people that are at the shelters or at the eating places. They have lives too. They can't help the homeless all day long. So there are some days that those places are closed. So the homeless go to the next best route. Hey, can you help me?
Yeah.
Can you help me? And most people will help you. This city is a great city. I've talked to people that have homeless in other cities, California, New York, places like that. They don't get the help that we get here. Do you actually know that most of the homeless, we had a guy in our camp that walked here from Kentucky because he heard about the Sioux Lord area. He heard that they take care of the homeless here in this city. And people come here because of the support system here for the homeless. The church, the Catholic Church, other ministries, they help support those who are less fortunate here in this city. And it doesn't happen. We read the papers. They have ordinances against helping the homeless in other states. You can't give them food. If they catch you, they're going to write you a ticket. Bad move. Now you have crime that's going to rise. You have break-ins. You have stuff. Yeah. So what are they going to do next? When we don't help them, then we have a societal problem. So we have people, now having forced to take care of themselves. So when we help them, we're helping ourselves. We're helping ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's one thing that I've really been interested in. And there's actually there's a documentary series being produced right now, and there's some behind the scenes role on YouTube of two gentlemen coming from East to West Coast, and they're doing a series on what homelessness looks like in each of the different cities that they're stopping in, and yeah, that's crazy that you mentioned that people are actually traveling here from other states, other areas, because we take care of our homeless population so well.
I've had a few from, let me see, Wisconsin, California, Pennsylvania was probably the furthest one I've had. So
that's eye-opening for me, and I know that'll be eye-opening for a lot of our listeners too. So I'm glad you shared that, because honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that statement.
Yeah.
Really quick, I want to go back a little bit to something you mentioned earlier. You said that it was hard for you to maintain sobriety. It was hard for you to get back to working. It was hard for you essentially to overcome homelessness because you had no place to actually stay. That would help you create good habits, good routines. And one thing that we do at St. Patrick's Center, and that a lot of the COCs, continuum of cares, do across the country, it's called Housing First. And I'm sure you experience this. The first thing that we have to do, which is a HUD requirement, but we do it anyway. We've always done it. Is we work on housing our clients. And then we offer the wraparound services, such as the alcohol support and the mental health services and things like that. What did that look like for you once you were finally housed and in shelter to start to really rebuild your life and to get back to where you wanted to be?
Well, that was the first thing. Getting a person into shelter is the first thing. We get them in shelter. For me, that was the key. That was the key. I can do the other things if I have less stress. If I'm not worrying about where I'm going to live, I can go and I have a place to stay. I can go 8 hours. I had a gentleman told me, he says, "You don't have a job. Your job is to look for a job. 8 hours. I'm fine with that. I can do that. Give me the bus tickets." They were instrumental in getting me the bus tickets. Actually, St. Patrick gave me a bus pass. Now you go. Built my resume, helped me build it, not built it, but helped me to build it on Indeed. And so all I'm doing now is hitting the button. I'm hitting the button, it's going, I put 17 in one day, they call me right back. And I was working rather quickly, than 72 hours. But that's because I had a place to stay.
So now you're housed, you have a job.
I have a job.
Stability is on the way.
And they were like, "Okay, sit down, let's talk about your money." Now, that's a no-no in everybody's world. But I had to be free enough to say, hey, okay, let them help you. They're not taking your money. We need you to save this amount.
Budgeting.
And you don't have to pay anything yet. But once you get your second check, then you'll be paying this facility $200. But mind you, they're feeding me good meals. I'm away at work. They're putting my meal away, writing on it, wrapping it up, putting it in the fridge. And nobody's bothering it. So I got a meal when I come home, if I want it or not, for $200, gas, water. But it's also teaching you how to be responsible. You're paying bills again. So you're saving money, you're paying bills. So the program, very instrumental. It's but the key is, like you said, getting the housing. You take that worry away, because most homeless people, they're there because somebody put them out.
Right.
They lost their house because of the addiction, or somebody put them out. You're not living like I'm living, so you guess what? You're getting out of here. I don't want you stealing my stuff to get your drugs and your alcohol. And that's the mindset all addicts are going to steal. Well, they have the potential to steal because they are an addict. It's not really them. They have, they want to get their drugs, and they're caught up, man. They're not their self. They're riding on a high, You know, that's
a
not really
necessity
them.
for them. It's survival.
It's a coping mechanism. Exactly.
You're in survival mode.
Survival
all the
mode
time.
at that moment. So, yeah, they're stealing your stuff, but let's help them. Let's get them housed. That was the key. And St. Patrick's Center helped me
Absolutely.
get to where I'm at. I will not take the credit for that, because if had not these things been in place for me, I would not have been. I would not be where I'm at. It helped further me along, and I'm talking, guys. I'm not talking 2-3 years from now. This happened to me in 1 year, 1 month, 2 weeks. I'm further along because the elements were in place, and it was hard work. You do have, now I'm going to say that you can't worry about. I know you want to go and hang out and do all of that. There was no playtime for me until I get back on my feet again, and so I was doing my job. Hey, can you come back to work? Yes. I had no other mission. I didn't have no other mission. I wasn't married then. You know, I didn't have. What am I going to play for? Go to work, man. You need money now.
Yeah, right.
And they're giving it away. Go get the money, because I'm working all the time. I'm working all the time.
But what you stated is literally based off Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're working, you're eating, you're sleeping, and now you have shelter provided for you.
Good shelter.
You got those things, everything else is possible.
Everything else is possible.
Everything falls into place at that.
And mind you, I don't know if I should say that.
No, go ahead.
But mind you, here's a man who had no credit. I had credit, bad credit, but now I have credit cards.
Right.
Just just bought a brand new vehicle, sitting right there. Got it because
You worked for it.
I worked hard.
You worked the program.
And it's it still amazes me. I look
Right.
at my wife, I'm like, man, who would ever believe this story?
Right.
But I'm living
2
it.
years ago.
Yeah, just
where I was there to where I am now.
and so it's
Absolutely.
it's I like to tell my story because it is a success story.
It is.
It is. People say, man, you're doing good now, man. I said, I'm a miracle, man.
I'm doing great.
I'm doing good. But if you ask my wife, sometimes, at home, it's a little rough. Sometimes I don't think I'm doing great, but I'm doing well, man. From where I was a year ago. Who would ever thought? Who
Right.
would have ever thought? The people that gave up on me now, my Facebook friends are back at me like, man,
That's a man we used to know.
man, we know that man right there, and I'm doing good.
That's
People
a
want to
bad
be
man.
around me now.
Absolutely.
People like me now. Not that I'm making myself available to be liked, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I found that out. When you're doing what you're supposed to do,
Living in your purpose.
stay in the box.
Living your purpose.
You're not breaking no laws.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, you can go high. You can go further.
So I love the question that Brandy asked, what is misunderstood? So let's just kind of stay on that just for another second. It's kind of crazy. A lot of people say, well, they want to be homeless. They want to live on the streets, right? And as we just talked about, but that's not the thing. It sounds like they just need a break. People experiencing homelessness, they just need that one break, that one shelter, that one support system, that one St. Patrick's Center.
It's that stepping stone.
Yeah, they just need,
that
that one
first
stepping
little
stone,
piece.
that push, and then it.
Yeah.
Falls
And so,
into place.
and beyond the housing, here's what's needed next. A lot of the homeless people are broken.
Yeah.
And that's where that mentor comes. That mentor will make you believe in yourself again. Because a lot of them, mind you, they've been castigated. They don't even believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can make it. So when they get that mentor is very important. So as we got them housed. Let's get that mentor. Let's get somebody there and tell them, hey, you know what? You have the potential. You may, we have to pull out of the best of them, not look at the worst of them. If we look
Had enough of that.
we have to examine them and say, hey, man, you can do this. You do this well. Drug dealers. They said, you don't know math. Yes, he does know math.
Oh, yeah.
He's able to put the
Sales.
chemicals together and put
Put 'em in sales.
He'll sell every used car on your lot.
Everything in there.
Because he has the gift of gab. He's going to talk.
Yep.
that car sold.
Done.
We have to transition what we call their inability. It is an ability. It's something that they
Transferable
have.
skills is what we like to call it.
Come on, she got all the technical terms for it. Thank you.
Everything transfers and translates.
Exactly.
I'm telling you now.
And so
works.
we use it. We use it. We look at people and I encourage them. Hey, there's something there in you. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to where you were true because of bad choices, but you can start making good choices.
It's never too late.
Right.
You don't have to stay
and a
there.
lot of them don't believe that they can, and I had to get past thinking the worst. Oh, you doing good. Watch out, something finna happen, man. And I remember, I don't know, God just speaking to me, saying, hey,
just keep it going.
It doesn't get worse. It can get better. It keeps getting better. If you don't make the bad choices anymore, and if you make a bad choice, I learned that, okay, you messed that up. Get back on your horse and ride.
Absolutely.
That was my whole thing. Okay,
there. Don't stay
I'm
in
like,
that
man,
place.
I'm staying right here. I'm not giving up. I'm staying right here, and that's what helped me. And so with the support system, you know, and if I needed something, I call, say, okay, I need shoes to work. Come, Mitchell, get the shoes. Even when I was doing better, like, why do you still? Y'all helping me. I can handle it. No, let us help you. You want to help me? Come on. So, but it helped me. It actually helped me because they didn't leave me once it seemingly was getting better. They were still there. Okay, we're here. Keep saving because you're gonna need it. Ended up having to use the savings down the road because I hit a small snag. You know, had to before I got the place, I had to go back to an apartment. Go back to the hotel. So, no problem. We're going to help you. You know, I called him. I said, man, hey, my funds are getting low. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Don't panic.
Yeah,
Milano. That's what they would tell us. Don't panic.
Absolutely.
We got you.
Because we know with stress what comes.
And I was saying, thank God that you guys were still there.
Yes.
They weren't doing a lot of the calling anymore, but they were there.
Yeah. They were still there.
When you need us. And that was what I needed.
Absolutely.
And so I called some of the guys today down there and said, hey, you know, so that's number one, man. And St. Patrick's been good to me. It's been good to me.
Well, Milano, we appreciate you joining us today on the More Than a Soup Kitchen podcast. It was amazing speaking with you.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for sharing your story and just your availability and your access that we've been able to have to you to share this story with all of our supporters. And we hope to talk to you again soon down the road to check in on you and see.
Definitely going to need an update.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need the update.
Closer to the end of the year, we need an update.
And so I'm honored to be here. I thank you guys and your listeners for this opportunity. So anytime you guys need me, I'm available. I made room for today. I will make room because this is a part of my mission and my mandate also.
We definitely appreciate that, Milano. Thank you.